a person will want to keep the company going that they would buy me a drink. Or two, or three, or four. Or it'd be different people. And I literally saw how powerful self-prophecy is. And I also knew in my head the end point. I valued myself to the point that, okay, I was worth enough for you to buy me a drink, but I was also worth enough to not give you the impression or be confined to think in my head that because you buy me a drink, I have to be physically intimate with you. I just valued that part of me in the company I kept socially, that I didn't see anything less than that. And not to say that I didn't have interactions where no one bought me a drink and it was just good, wholesome company, because it was those interactions. But I knew before the end of the night I was going to get at least one drink. And because of my self-concept of how I entered a room. And I will never declare I'm the prettiest girl or the most best dressed or I have the best body. But I know I'm uniquely designed in a way that there's only one Ivory. And that's how you got to feel about yourself. Let me slide that in. That's how you got to feel about yourself. This is what, when it comes to even when you're going to work or going around your friends or beginning in a relationship, you have to know the value and belief that you have for yourself is so high that there's not another you. That even when things don't work out or the job all of a sudden doesn't go to the level that you thought it would, it doesn't take away your value. That's just an experience that you got to learn and grow from. And so you apply to another job. I didn't have many jobs under my belt, but only a few I enjoyed. And I know just the way I'm wired to be in a leadership role. So whatever company I go into, I already know at entry level I will start, but whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months, I'm going to be in a management / leadership position. Because that's what I value myself to be. I'm not just a lay worker. I'm a person that imparts truth to people, gives direction to people, encourages and inspires people. And you can do that in a leadership role. Not to say that you can't do that in a layperson's world, an entry level role. You can. Mm-hmm. But it's even more better when you are able to be in a leadership role. And that's just my perception. Your perception of yourself might be different. And that's why you'll come across people in life, and this is just on another note, but not taking it away from the topic. That's why you'll come across people in life that are in certain roles when it comes to their job, but their job doesn't dictate who they are, and you just see them way beyond what they're doing right now because of their disposition, how they value themselves, their belief system about themselves. They could be working at Wendy's, but in their mind, they could be the president or CEO of a company, and the way they conduct themselves, you can feel it. It's like in the air. I remember I came into the drive-thru. This young lady conducted herself in such a way. I said, I know where you're going. I already know. Just because of your disposition. The way you are connecting with people, the way you are presenting yourself, even though you're working a drive-thru, a fast food drive-thru, mentally, you are a CEO or a leader of an up-and-coming company or a company that's already established. You're already there mentally just because of the way you present yourself. And it's almost like looking at a prince who one day derobes himself and goes amongst the common men and dressed in common clothes. But even after he does all that, you look at him and you be like, something's different. Something's off. And he sticks out like a sore thumb. So might I add, with this self-concept, it doesn't even matter. Don't matter how expensive your clothes is or how cheap your clothes is. How you value yourself will make people look over that. That's why you'll find some people can go to a thrift store and make it look like $1 million. It has to do with their self-concept. Then other people go through a thrift store, and because they feel like they're living below their means and they can't afford the expensive price tag stuff, when they put the clothes on from the thrift store, it's almost like it's from the thrift store because the way they value it. But that person that walks in the thrift store, that as if they walking in Saks Fifth Avenue, and when you see the dress, you can't believe that's from the thrift store, and you looking at them like, wow. But they self-concept of themselves, how they value themselves, and their belief system of themselves has, through the looking glass effect, people will see me as expensive. They already know because of the way they present themselves. They're looking through the Bazaar magazines to see how different dresses are combined with belts and shirts is combined with pants or skirts, and they only duplicate that, but on a cheaper level to make it still look on a high-end level. I wish I had time. This self-concept theory is real. How you value yourself and your belief system will affect how you connect with people, will affect your confidence level, and how you deliver messages, will allow you to walk through and dialogue and connect with people in a way that it will make people run in the opposite direction. There are some people that's not comfortable with themselves to the point that they feel that if people get close enough to them, they'll know them and not want to be around them. That's their self-concept. Or the more I talk, people will not want to be around me. And that self-prophecy literally happens because you put it out in the atmosphere That's how powerful the laws of attraction and words are. And so some things fell because you put that in the atmosphere. You say that. And by you saying it, you operate out of those words. I'm never going to be looked at as a relationship material. And so every guy you meet just wants to lay down with you sexually or keep you on a friend level. But you put that self-prophecy out there. And that's why I say once you really grasp this part of interpersonal communications and the self, you'll be able to change some things, change some thinking, change some emotions. Because a theory is formed from thoughts, and then after those thoughts become statements, the emotions you put behind them concrete them enough that they become a theory. They become a self-made theory in your head. And you start operating out of that theory. That's just me. All the women in my family is just like that. And so you start getting all the results of the other women in your family. Self-prophecy, self-concept. You have to gain a hold of self in order to interpersonally communicate with others effectively. You'll learn to go through conflict and look at it as a positive even when it doesn't feel like a positive, because you'll dive into a deeper understanding of the person you're having conflict with, as well as understanding their worldview. You'll learn how to agree to disagree. Because this is a concept you have of self. So I impart, just like I did in the first part, get to know you. Get to know the concept that you have structured in your head of you, that you have structured in your head of how you think others view you. And then assess and go through all the self-prophecies that you have placed on your life, that you have looked at in the past and said, wow, before it even started, it ended because I put that prophecy in motion. It's key. It's key. You want to communicate better? It starts with self. It starts with self. I enjoyed this part because, like I told y'all, I'm always in a movement of becoming better, becoming a better person. So this is only going to make me a better communicator. And for those that are parents, this plays an intricate role in how you dialogue with your kids, because their self-concepts are being formed like this, like this, like this, like this, and before you know it, they're moving down a path you can't even control or stop. So by knowing this topic, you can even impart it to them, the truths to them, so that they can be even a better you.